Hi, this is Prak with irepairMD, and today we'll be looking at a Mavic Pro from DJI. And the issue with this particular one is customer informed me that he flew it backward into a house, a side of a house. So we're gonna test to see what is wrong with it. So I'm gonna power this thing on. I'm gonna connect the drone. I'll run the app on. So let's go ahead and power it up. And now let's see, run the system check. So we are getting the camera. All right, so it's ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and hit a take off. I'm gonna go ahead and tell it to take off and see what happens. All right, so we have a fault. You can look at it again. I'm gonna launch the aircraft. So we have a bad motor on the left, the rear left, right there. The motor is bad. All right, so that is correct. He told me that was the issue, so we went go ahead and order the part. So in this episode, what I'm going to show you is how to take this drone apart and access the bay that allows you to replace the motor. You're going to have to replace the leg and the motor, and it will require some soldering. So in this episode, we will fix the left rear motor of the DJI Mavic Pro. Okay, so for this repair, you're going to need a soldering station. You're going to need the wow stick screw bit. These are torque screw. You need a the soldering flux, a brass wool, and a soldering wire. Okay. And of course, you're going to need a replacement component. And so you can buy this from Amazon or from DJI, also on my website. Make sure you get the appropriate size, because each leg is different. This one is for the Mavic back left, which is exactly what we need. And what it comes with is the whole back left leg and the motor. And the wire, as you can see, needs to be soldered on. So what we need to do is open up the Mavic and do the soldering. Okay, this repair should take about 30 to 40 minutes. What we're going to need to do is go ahead and just take the battery off the drone. Alright, so what we're going to need to do is we need to access, we'll take the battery out. Alright, so what we need to do, we don't need to access these plates here. These are if you have any kind of issue with the sensors or the gimbal. This is where you replace, you take this plate off. But if you need to replace the arm or the motor, you take the top plate off. But in order to access the top plate, what we'll need to do is actually using a T5 screw is to remove these right here, okay, to have access to the back plate. So let's go ahead and just start removing. I'm gonna collapse this first out like this. All right, so first thing we do is access these 4 screws here on top. All right, let me zoom in for you to see. All right, let's go ahead and take these out. Okay, and if you do have any issue or you can't do this yourself, you can always send it to us. We can definitely take care of it for you. This is a 30 to 40 minute repair, and it does require some soldering, and it's not advanced soldering, just minor soldering skill will work. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the 2 screws here, these 2. Take these torque screw off. All right. Okay. Now we have 4 in the well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take those off also. Okay. I'm not using the motorized portion of this because I like to apply controlled torque on it. Don't want to strip the screw. But I'm trying to use the magnetic tip of it. Alright. Okay, so now we have the 2 in the back, the 4 in the bottom. Then we took these 4 off. What we need to do now is there's additional screw underneath these covers here. So with a razor blade, just go ahead and lift this. We need to remove that one. Okay. Lift that up. Now let's go ahead and take this screw. Okay. All the screws are about the same size. One is a little longer than the other. Okay. So now we should have complete access to this plate. What we need to do is safely pry this. So let's go ahead and lift this off. Lift these off right here. And let's go ahead and actually, I'm gonna use a pry tool for this one. Okay, so this is if you guys actually do a the usual iPhone or iPad repair, you buy the screen, it comes with these pry tools. This is what we're going to use. We're going to use a pry tool to slowly lift this up. Okay. We don't want to scratch the base, but these are a series of clips that we're freeing it from. Okay. So I'm releasing the clips. Okay. Now take the front half right here. There we go. Now let's go ahead and lift the other half. Might take a little wiggling, but you don't want to add too much force. There you go. And this half right here is just the nose part. Alright, this should come off just like so. So now let's put this clip away. And as you notice, once you take it off, this is actually the GPS unit right here. And this is where it picks up the GPS. And make sure you apply it back on when you do use to reassemble it. So let's go ahead and let's access what we need. Alright, let's take a close look. This is the close-up of the logic board. Okay, this is the back side of the logic board. This is the, see here, these are the sensors. This is the heating coil, and these are the gimbal connection. Okay, and this is the actual gimbal. right here are some of the alternate sensor, and what we're replacing will be this piece right here, and these are the power cable, and the wiring of the cable goes gray, white, and black, and it runs through the back of here to the shaft. And what we got is a replacement for the back left, okay, of the Mavic. And let's go ahead and take it out. I'm going to open the replacement. Okay, so it's pretty much a complete piece right here. And what we're replacing, you can pretty much tell there's going to be 2 screws we need to take out, and then we should be able to lift the whole unit up. Okay, alright, and there's also one more screw right in the back, right here. Okay, we're going to take that screw out, and that's also a T5. This should be the longer one, the longest of the screw. Let's go ahead, take that out, and that should lock the screw in place. Alright, now let's go ahead and unscrew it. And what we'll need for this particular job, as you can see, it's been, these are silicone glue that is used to fasten it. What we need to do is take 2 Phillips and unlock it. So let's go ahead and change the bit to a Phillip bit. Okay, got my Phillip bit here. Alright, these should have a little magnetic pull. If not, I just have to pull with my hands. Alright, let's go ahead. Just carefully pull it out with your hands. Okay. So now you can see, you can just lift this bit up like so. Pretty easy. And now what we need to do is just to unsolder these pieces. So what I'm using is my solder tip, and the temperature is at 842 Fahrenheit. It should be enough to loosen the solder. Okay, so what we're going to do is go ahead and take the black off first. In this case, what I might want to do is actually, just to be safe, I'm just going to use a razor right here. I don't really need to take the solder out, but carefully, my razor, I'm just going to cut the wires off. Black. Okay. And white. Right here. Cut the white off. Then gray. Black, white, gray. Okay. Just a little. Alright, now that comes off. Let's go ahead and expose this area. We're going to reapply the SGX adhesive for this one. I also have that on my site. Alright, so these, what we want to do is go ahead and put some flux on here. Apply a little flux, some flux each spot. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's the flux I'm going to use. Alright. Now let's go ahead and put the replacement. This is the new one. Let's go ahead and place that in. Alright, like so. We're going to make sure it snaps into place. Okay. Just make sure this rests in there. Now let's go ahead and replace the Phillips screw that we took out. Put it back in. Okay. Just right. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and run the wires back into place. We're going to tuck it in right here. Okay. And then the way it goes is the cable here is going to be black, white, and gray. So we're going to do black first. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and solder one. Let's go ahead and put a little solder wick. Put some flux in here. Just in the area I want soldered. Okay. And now, let's get the wires connected. Try to build enough solder ball. Okay. Now that's in place. Okay, the black is soldered on. Let's go ahead and work on the white. Do the same thing. Think I got enough wick here. Enough flex to work with. Let's go ahead and add some power, some heat onto here. Placing the white solder right. Alright, so the white's into place. Now let's go ahead and do the gray. Alright, I'm going to add a little more flux here. Alright. Position the gray in place. Yeah. All right. So now that's in place. Let's go ahead and we're going to clean this off with some electronic alcohol. All right, we're going to use a little electronic soldering alcohol, 99.9% alcohol. Clean off all the area that has flex in it. Okay. Make sure we have no beads left. All right. So what we're gonna do is just wait for this alcohol to evaporate, and then what we're gonna do is put the SGX adhesive again to secure the wiring. Okay, you guys might be familiar if you guys use my product to clean your iPad or to repair your iPad or iPhone, and you use these SGX digitizer seal. This is a electronic formulated silicone seal designed to insulate and also create a weld, a silicone weld. Okay. Now let's go ahead and put this thing back together. Once this is done, let's go ahead and put the top back on. The way we do that is go ahead and put the GPS tracking unit back in. Now let's just snap this back on. Okay. From the front. There you go. Apply a little pressure from the front. And now on the side. Alright, everything snaps on. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and replace the screw back in. Okay. Switch off the head back to torque 5. And let's go ahead and work on the order that we did earlier. We're going to do the leg. Screw back in carefully. All right. Let's do the two tops. Okay. All right, now let's do the far inside here. Okay. All right, now we're going to flip it over and put the screws into place here also. And And what we got are the two tops. Okay, then the inside, two inside up here, two inside, and then we have the other. Alright, now let's go ahead and put the plate down to here, replace the plate back in. Replace the plate. Okay, replace the plate. Now let's go ahead and put the remaining two screws into here. And then this repair should be done. We're going to test this out to make sure it works. First we're going to do is do a test. Alright, I'll put the propeller on to the new leg. So this is the new leg we replaced. And if you remember earlier, the propeller did not start. So we're going to go ahead and power this drone up. I'm just going to do it. Alright, let's go and test this out. But we're not going to be flying it in this test room, but we're going to see if all the propellers spin. Then we'll be testing it outside. We'll probably go to the riverside and test a flight. I'm going to do some water flight over it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and run. Okay, so let's go ahead and test it real quick. I'm going to let it hover, but I'm going to hold on to it carefully. And last time we checked, remember this motor here did not work. This is after the repair. I'm going to hold on to it tight. Alright. Oh. As you can see, it works perfectly. We're going to test fly it by the riverside. Now I'll put on my WL skid. I'm going to join the flight. Alright, power up mine. Okay, so now that the Mavic is already done, what I had spoken with one of the clients is that the biggest problem with the bag that they got with DJI, once the Mavic is collapsed and put in, I'm going to show you. Let's go and collapse the Mavic, put it back into the box of the carrying case. The case that you order with the Mavic, it's this case right here. So you insert the Mavic in, and then you have one really big issue, okay? So the issue is when you put this bag back into here, you are stuck with the awkward position. See this thing right here? This is a soft bag, and you see how the controller is actually the joystick is rubbing against the drone, and it can easily break. You need a secure fit, and when you pull it out, it's kind of tough. If you pull it by the joystick, you're bound to break it. And not to mention these spurs, see how the spurs is getting caught into here? It's dangerous. It can cause a jam. So what my customer has been asking me to do is to develop a easy way to transport the controller with the in the existing carrying case. So the controller, what I developed is the controller lock, this piece right here. Alright, once you place it into here, you can see the groove. The groove of this actually matches this, so it actually secures it, prevent the lock, the controller from jiggling. But of course, once you put it in here, it'll come off easily, and what you need to do is lock it. So this piece right here on top, you just simply insert it on here like this, and it slides in to place, as you can see, and now it's locked. Okay, now you can actually put it into the carrying case any way you want, carrying bag. Okay, and then you want to pull it, you just pull it out. Okay, it's secure. There's no Velcro to strap on. It's just this one piece right here, and it protects it from any kind of damage. So now your controller, you can pack this up with all the battery and other things, and when you want to fly it, you just simply pull the tab out like so, and now you free the controller. You can use it. Okay, and to put it back on, same way, snap it in to place right there. It locks into place. Perfect for storage. Okay, and you can purchase from our website, and the link is below at irepairMD.com. This is Prak with irepairMD, safe flying and safe repair.